Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to completely shatter the myth that you need thousands of dollars to start investing. Seriously, if you've ever looked at your bank account and thought, man, I just don't have enough to build wealth right now, you are in the exact right place. Starting small, it isn't just okay. It is actually a financial superpower.
Okay, let's dive right into this mind-blowing reality from our source material. Imagine putting in just 10 or 20 bucks a month, starting today. Now compare that to waiting 5 years and suddenly dropping a massive $1,000 a month. Crazy as it sounds, the math shows that putting in a tiny bit right now actually beats waiting to put in those massive amounts later. Let me show you exactly how that's even possible.
To break this down, we're walking through a 5-step actionable playbook from our source guide. 1. Why small amounts beat big. 2. Cover bare basics first. 3. Simple vehicles for beginners. 4. Automate and diversify it. And 5. Reinvest, wait, and win. Let's just jump right in.
Section 1. Why small amounts beat big.
So the secret weapon behind all that math is compounding. What is it? Well, it's basically your money earning money on its own earnings. Think of it like a snowball rolling down a snowy hill, right? At first, it's just a tiny handful of snow, but as it rolls, it automatically picks up more and more. Your initial $10 investment does all the heavy lifting, generating earnings that literally go on to generate their own earnings. To give you some hard numbers, investing just 10 bucks a week at a historical 8% return turns into over $60,000 across 30 years. No way, right?
So the absolute crucial point here is this golden rule of investing. Time in the market is greater than timing the market. The real magic isn't about guessing when prices are at their absolute lowest, because honestly, that's nearly impossible. It is simply about how long you leave your money in. The earlier you start, the more time that snowball has to grow massive.
All right, moving on to Section 2. Cover bare basics first.
0. That is exactly how much high-interest debt you should have before you start. We're talking about things like credit cards or high-rate personal loans. Think about it. If your credit card charges you 20% interest, paying that down is essentially a guaranteed 20% return on your money. No investment on earth can promise you that. So clear this out first.
Next up on the basics checklist, you gotta have a small safety net. Secure a small emergency cushion, even if it just covers one single month of your living expenses. You need this so you're never forced to panic sell your investments if life throws you a curveball. You know, a surprise car repair, a medical bill, whatever. You want your investments to be completely untouched so they can keep compounding without any interruption.
Okay, on to Section 3. Simple vehicles for beginners. Now, what's really fascinating about this approach is how it pivots you away from the risky hype of picking single winners. Look, individual stocks are incredibly tempting. I get it, they're exciting, they're constantly in the news, but they are absolutely the riskiest way to start. If one company fails, boom, your $10 is gone. Instead, you want to pivot to index funds and ETFs. This allows you to buy a tiny slice of hundreds of companies all at once. If one company tanks, your portfolio survives because, well, you own hundreds of others. It's built-in safety.
So for beginners starting small, your absolute best friends are index funds and ETFs, mutual funds with low minimums, and robo-advisors or investing apps. These apps are actually fantastic because they can essentially automate the entire process for you based on your personal risk tolerance. They turn what used to be advanced wealth strategies into a completely hands-off experience. Which brings us to Section 4. Automate and diversify it.
The absolute key here is consistency. By setting up a recurring deposit, even a really tiny one, you smooth out the market's bumpy ride using this awesome concept called dollar cost averaging. That just means you automatically buy more shares when prices are low and fewer when prices are high. At this stage of the game, building the habit matters far, far more than the total dollar amount.
My absolute favorite takeaway from our source text is this quote: "Boring usually wins long-term." It's such a vital reminder to diversify across different fund types, like broad market stocks and bonds, and avoid dumping everything into whatever flashy crypto coin is trending on social media today. In the world of investing, being boring is actually the unexpected hero. Finally, let's cross the finish line with Section 5, Reinvest, Wait, and Win. Here is a massive pro tip for you. If your platform offers dividend reinvestment, turn it on immediately. What this does is take any cash dividends your investments pay out and automatically buys more shares with them. It is quite literally free compounding. Once that's turned on, just leave it alone. The biggest beginner mistake out there is panic selling during a dip. Just wait and let the market do its thing. Pulling it all together, here is your highly actionable playbook to remember. 1. Clear your high-interest debt. 2. Start simple with index funds or ETFs. 3. Automate small, regular deposits. 4. Diversify and avoid the hype. And 5. Stay invested and be incredibly patient. Just before we wrap up, I want to share an honest reminder directly from the source text. The author notes they're not a financial advisor. The best specific platform or fund really depends entirely on your country's regulations and what's actually available to you. So it's always worth taking a quick moment to check what local brokers or investment apps exist where you are before you make your pick.
We've seen exactly why you do not need thousands of dollars to get in the game. Knowing that time is your greatest asset and compounding is your magic weapon, the only question left to answer is where will your first $10 go today? Think about it. Start small and let time do the rest. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and happy learning.